All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. All right, we got this concept art that dropped from Universal Destinations and Experience. There's quite a bit to look at. The big one that like a lot of eyes went to was this thing right here, Jared, and everybody was like,
Yep.
"Waterworld," but you were like, "Nah, that's double oh
No,
007. Double
that's
oh
gonna be double
007.
oh 007.
Give me the thought process on double oh 007 because
So
what?
the reason why I think double oh 007, man, you are in like double oh 007 as an like a property is huge in Europe. Like that is the like where double oh 007 was. I mean, he's English. He's from the London. Like it's kind of like born in that country. So why not have a massive stunt spectacular theme to James Bond? Like why that it makes perfect sense.
To me,
And
when
the
I hear
thing that
that,
people
it's timeless. It could be there forever. Like, why?
yeah,
Why?
and the thing that I mean, I was talking to you about this is I know a lot of people think, oh, but like this person has or this company has this right for the things in the U.S. and I'm like, yeah, but theme park rights internationally are different than what you can get here. I was telling you at Universal Studios Japan, they have Snoopy
Yeah,
and they have
and they
Sesame
use it a
Street.
lot. They use Snoopy a lot over there.
Yes, and so that's the difference. So if a company owns the theme park rights to James Bond here in the US, doesn't mean Universal can't get it in the UK. Like that's the
Oh,
difference.
wow.
And it would make perfect sense, man. Why would they build another water world? Like that would be like like third, no, it'd be the fourth water world in the world. They don't need a fourth one. There's plenty of them.
Double oh 007 is like the perfect change for this.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like it would stray too far off from what Waterworld is, but to add the
No.
flavor of double oh 007, the music,
Yeah.
the actual character, James Bond, that's a
And it
big
would
deal
make
out
something
there.
unique. It would make something unique to this resort. A huge stunt spectacular based off their most famous action star. Like it's
Yeah,
perfect.
man. If it's double oh 007, I'm all for it. I can't wait to see the full show. It'd just be insane. Any thoughts on this gigantic, freaking humongous roller coaster like this into the water?
So Universal is very like vague when it comes to their concept art. They always have been. Because they don't want to give out too many details. Like they'll like the original Epic Universe art. You couldn't even really tell it was Super Nintendo World, but
Yeah.
like eventually they let you know what it was and they updated the art. To me, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this. I think this might be Wicked.
Wow. Yeah. This concept art totally has. We're not gonna reveal anything. It
Yeah,
like
and I just think having Wicked be an anchor of this new Universal, people would travel from uh, everywhere to go to the Wicked themed land at their new Universal Park.
wow. If it is wicked, do you think they'll like give like a Broadway show because they've had Wicked? I think it was in Japan. They had a show.
Hmm. They even did a mini land for Wicked and Wizard of Oz leading up to that. And it was like a 45-minute version of the show in a theme park. And I
Awesome.
mean, in the middle of there's a really big building smack dab right in the middle of that coaster that could be a theater.
And that's what I thought too, Jared. I was like,
Hmm.
that has to be like a show or something because
Yep.
it'd be weird to have like this little dark ride or something. I don't know. I just,
Yeah.
yeah,
But how cool would it be to have like a defying gravity roller coaster? Like, oh,
money,
that man.
money.
Yep.
Yeah, that hearing the soundtrack while you're on a roller coaster is going to be unreal. It's going to be
And
unreal.
then you go out over the water like that. Oh, I hope this
Yeah.
coaster is exactly how they have it in this art because that looks so much fun.
If it is Wicked, how do you feel the popularity falls out there in UK with Wicked?
Oh, it's very popular in the UK. Wicked is huge worldwide, man.
Yeah.
Like that show has played across the entire world, and it anywhere you're going to put I don't care if you put Wicked in Hollywood, in the a Beijing park, in UK, that's going to bring people to that park.
Man, crazy. All right, we're gonna keep going. Uh, Everybody kept saying "Back to the Future," "Back to the Future." So I started asking, like, "What the hell are you guys talking about? Back to the Future?" And
Mhm.
then people started sending me this picture right here, and I was like, "Back to the Hill Valley?" And then they sent me this thing, and that's when I was like, "What?" And all I see on Twitter is like Strata. They're gonna do a Strata.
Dude, could you imagine being in the DeLorean like coaster car and you like launch at 88 miles an hour? God,
With music, like Back to the Future.
take my money
Just,
now.
I'm okay. Like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. This is nuts. I can't believe we're even
and,
talking Back to the Future ride, Back to the Future land.
and
Um,
how better to get people from Florida, from the US parks, to travel to your UK parks than put a Back to the Future mini land and coaster in that park?
just money, money.
Yep.
Do you feel like that speculation of Back to the Future has validity? Like is
I
it
think
could
so, man.
because
Like,
but why UK? Why not Hollywood? What?
well, do you remember where Back to the Future the musical originally opened?
Where?
It opened in London.
So it's just the ties are deep over there.
I mean, that's where they opened the musical. I mean, people love Back to the Future, and I mean, they already have ties there. I would be okay if they put a mini version of Back to the Future the musical in one of those buildings.
You imagine you get a Wicked musical and Back to the Future musical, and they both have badass roller coasters. Gosh,
I'd be there day one, opening day.
dude! Oh my gosh! Because I'm all about entertainment, so to me to hear something like that,
Yep.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
And it seems also Universal is also all in on entertainment because look at Epic Universe. They're really
Yeah.
putting the money behind entertainment.
Yep. The Harry Potter show in the
Yep.
tent. They got the How to Train Your Dragon. You know, they literally have a dragon
Hmm.
flying above your head in their show.
Yep. Yep.
My gosh, if Back to the Future does come to this park, do you think that'll
Hmm.
be the focal point, or is this? Let me go to Scott's post. Is this where is it? No, that's not it. Or is the focal point and like the heavy hitter action this area right here?
I
This
still don't know what that is.
I want you to talk about it. What are your thoughts? Like, what are your thoughts running on this like gigantic show building and looks like some kind of marquee and it kind of
Yeah.
like
You know,
bleeds out that way too.
when I first talked to you about it, it was kind of a blurry image because we were going off that newspaper where it was just the clipping of the art, and I thought down there, but beneath that dome area, it looked like it said Hollywood, but now you can tell it's definitely not that. Um, I don't know, man. Like, there's like a drop tower off to the left of that building.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody
I
keeps
don't know.
saying Jurassic. Do you think it's
So
Jurassic? I'm like, what?
So I'm in my head, like I'm always trying to speculate what Universal could do as like a big anchor. And it's different in the UK in like the international parks for rights. But like how cool would it be? Like that dome on top of uh, that building. I was like, what if that is, you know, Superman?
Dude!
Like
Oh, I'm ready.
Like
Superman.
what if that's the Daily Planet? Like what if you're
Oh
going
my.
into an attraction based off of Superman? Because they can get the rights to the DC characters overseas. Six Flags only has it here.
Wow. That was not on my playing card of
Soon as I
dang.
saw that round, I'm like, because I know they get a little like they try to hide, but for some reason that's the first thing after I was kind of trying to go through it. And I'm like, maybe that's Superman. Could you
would,
imagine,
would Superman hit out there? Like, could that be a
dude?
thing?
If Universal did anything DC, yes, it will hit.
Jared, I keep saying somehow Universal gets the rights to Batman and just flushes out a Gotham in Hollywood. I keep saying it,
Dude,
dude. Like,
you know, back in the 90s, that's what they were originally supposed to have in Islands of Adventure, where Marvel Superhero Island was. They were gonna have Batman and Superman. Like the original idea for the Spider-Man attraction was Superman. Like
mm-hmm.
that's what was supposed to go in there. And so it would be bring it full circle. Now maybe they can do it.
Yeah. We got. Please understand. Says the water and the rocks and bridge out front says Jurassic, plus the rounded roofs. The dome could be like visitor center roof with a huge skeleton inside.
See, the reason why I don't think Jurassic is because they I think they're gonna want to differentiate this park because it's like I was talking to you. Is a lot of people from the UK travel to Florida
Yes.
to come to Universal and to Walt Disney World. They're used to a Jurassic Park / Jurassic World land at one of their parks there.
And
So
most important,
why?
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Yeah. Which is why, do you see anything that resembles Harry Potter in this art? No,
Nothing. Nothing.
because why build it here when they've already been to it in Florida? And that also gives you a reason to still travel to Florida.
Yep. You want Harry Potter? You
Because
got to go to
why?
Florida.
Because why would you build a Jurassic World? I mean, I can see in a world where they can build like a Jurassic World attraction like the one in Beijing. Sign me up if they do that. That's cool. But if they're just going to build something Jurassic World, like a Velocicoaster or something there, like you can do that at Islands of Adventure. Build something different here.
Mm-hmm. Dude, DC would be insane. That'd be
It would be
insane.
insane.
Wow.
And there's already been rumors out there. Like I think even Alicia Stella was talking about it, and she said they want to differentiate this park and have different IPs in this park because it's in a different it's in a different part of the world. Like, and this is a part of the world, like we said, travels to Florida to go to Universal out there. So why would they just clone all the same rides here? It would give them no reason to still go to Florida. So
It's like the
they want this
inverse.
to be different.
They want the Florida people now to be the ones traveling to this.
Yeah, exactly. So this
Yeah.
would also give reason for people in Florida to travel to the UK to go to this new park and vice versa.
Yeah.
So they're not going to put a Harry Potter land here. They want you to come to Florida for that. But if they put a Superman ride out here or land, people from Florida is going to come out to the UK.
My gosh. Whatever that is, it's giving obviously big ass, massive
Yeah.
ticket dark ride vibes.
It's
where,
giving marquee attraction for the park.
where they're not ashamed to be like, yeah, that's a show building. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep. They're like, this is the ride for this park. That's what
Yeah.
that is.
That's the vibe I'm getting too, Jared. That like,
Yep.
because they don't care about sight lines because it's going to be that good. Whatever the hell this is.
I mean, look at the focal point. You focused on the other side of the lagoon at those bridges with the waterfalls coming down, looking straight at that attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're making that a focal point. They want you to come to that attraction.
Yeah. My gosh. Over here on the right side, not this roller coaster, but this top area. Man, I can't zoom in more. It's this top area right here, like up there. There's a lot of rumor, or not rumor, but speculation that it could be Shrek, and they're keeping it vague, kind of thing. How do you feel about Shrek? Is Shrek something that could plop and land out here?
You know, honestly, I could see that. It would be a really cool like land for the park because I know like right now at like Universal Studios Florida, they have like the DreamWorks land with like the little Shrek area, but
Mm-hmm.
I think people really would love like a Shrek themed land with like a dark ride or something like that. Like a Shrek like maybe like trackless dark ride would be so much fun.
Yeah,
And you can even see in the back, it looks like there's a show building in the back.
exactly. So there's something big there too. There's
Mm-hmm.
something. My gosh, this is just the money. There is a lot of money being dropped
Yep.
here. Because there was
Yep.
some chatter on Twitter today, Jared, that was like, well, this doesn't excite me as much as Epic Universe. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is
This excites
insane.
me just as much as Epic Universe, man.
Yeah,
Like
that's how I feel.
this is the level of investment. This park right here is probably at the same level of investment that they did just for Epic Universe. Like this is the type of place they are building. It just looks different, but I am equally as excited for this park.
Yeah, I'm my gosh, this is ridiculous. I,
Yeah.
I'm excited. We got Johnny with the super chat. Is there expansion pads? Yeah, what are your thoughts
Oh
on
yeah.
that, Jared? Because there
Oh
is
yeah.
like,
They're not gonna build a park that they can't expand. Universal is very good at making sure. I mean, look at that big one right there off to the right. There's a
yeah,
huge expansion pad right there.
look at that right here, and not even that.
And
This
here's the thing
big
too.
ass green area right here.
And here's the thing, man. When Universal, like when they bought this plot of land, what they're trying to do, they bought even more land. Like they have enough land there in the next to build like a full resort. They can build another theme park there. Like this isn't just a one-off park they're putting. They are making a new resort destination here. Like this is gonna be another Universal Studios resort that's eventually gonna have probably two theme parks and maybe a water park one day. Like this is gonna
Yeah,
be a big deal.
man. Peter, I feel like Peter's very invested in this. Whoever made this park for me. Superman, Back to the Future, Shrek, all my favorites.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We got Johnny Nuts. Let me redo my comment. Is there expansion pads in the concept art? It looks like. Um,
Yes.
the thing with this though, what could the expansion pads be? Like, where are they trying to take things? Like, how massive are they
I
trying to
mean,
go here?
what I would like them to do. I mean, yes, it's going to be a clone, but why not bring a dark universe here?
For real. And that's what a lot of people were like. But
That
the
would be
Phantom,
perfect.
the Phantom, right? The Phantom could be the focal point.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like even if you built like a new village for like a different dark universe, but make it a different village with different monsters that are featured. That would be perfect. To where each dark universe is unique to each resort that gets one. That'd be
Oh
amazing.
my gosh, it'd be so good. Like Victoria Frankenstein is epic, and then some new made up original
Yeah.
character. Yeah, like it just keeps changing everywhere.
Make it like a big interconnected story between each of the resorts. That would be so freaking cool.
Let me ask this question because this was, I feel like, a big topic. Where's Legend of
Mm-hmm.
Zelda? I thought it was going to UK or Lord of the Rings. What happened? They ain't nothing
I
that looks
mean,
like Lord of the Rings or Zelda.
I think you're gonna get Lord of the Rings from Universal, but it may be in an epic location one day.
They're trying to keep it in Florida. They're trying to keep it in
I
Florida.
mean, I mean, Universal knows if they. I mean, they put the first Harry Potter land there. Lord of the Rings is gonna do incredibly well if and when they ever get to do it. Florida's the obvious location for that to go.
Yeah, it's just already proven itself to be
Yeah,
successful. So, like,
and I mean,
more success.
how cool would it be for the next portal to be Lord of the Rings at Epic Universe? How cool would that be?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what I feel like a water ride, like a Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Yep.
That's like a good ride system for Lord of the Rings. I don't know. That's just a vibe I get.
Yep. A water ride would be perfect, man.
Yeah, high
Perfect.
capacity, awesome
Yep.
storytelling opportunity.
It's gonna need high capacity because there's gonna be thousands of people trying to get on that ride.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. My gosh. Let's talk about this one. Everybody is just checking out that this is Minions. Are you on board with that?
So yes and no. I am thinking this is gonna be a Illumination land. I think this
Okay.
is not just going to be Minions. I think it's going to be all their properties from Illumination.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get something with like Sing. I think you're going to get some Secret Life of Pets in here, Minions. I mean, it'd be a perfect little like a kids land for that. I think it'd be perfect.
I could see that. It would be smart because then you have all your IP instead of one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like instead of celebrating just Minions, I know Minions are popular and you could put like really big Minions attractions there, but Secret Life of Pets is also a very popular movie. So is I mean it spawned two sequel like there's two movies. I mean Sing has two movies. Like people like those movies, so why not celebrate them here?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't like talk about Johnny's super chat earlier. I feel like there's expansion maybe back there too,
Uh huh.
for all we know.
Uh huh.
This coaster gives the kid vibe too, right? Like
Yeah.
this is not
It
the
looks like
crazy.
a kid's coaster, like a small like maybe like Slinky Dog esque kind of
Yeah,
coaster. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Do you get the vibe though that like this whole park might be kind of more adult orientated a little bit?
Um, yes and no, but I think they are swinging for the fences. I mean, I think yes for thrill seekers because there seems to be a lot of coasters in this park.
Yeah.
Um, on the fact of like big coasters, like not just small ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's a I think they are building a fully rounded park here. Like
Okay.
nothing that you are going to be able to bring a whole family here, and everyone is going to have something they're going to want to do.
Yeah, because this bottom area right here does that's the kid, like for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, that's a you can see the little spinner rides, you can see
Flicks
that's where
Flyer.
your kids want to go. Yep. And I think I heard
Everybody
someone
keeps saying
mention
Paddington.
Paddington.
What do you
Yep.
think? What do you? They drop it there?
Dude, hands down, if they put a Paddington land there, I will shove some kids out of the way. I will be there.
Dude, Paddington is incredible, beautiful storytelling movies.
It's have you seen Paddington in Peru?
No, so I'm at the
Oh,
first. So because I was, but I was like, nah, I gotta watch the first movie, and then I watched the first movie, and I was like, what have I been missing out on? Paddington's
yeah.
incredible. What the heck?
Yes. It's incredible.
Oh, like, do you think it would be a Paddington mini land? I guess that could be
Yeah, I think
something
what could
here.
be could be cool, a little Paddington Miniland, and maybe that little building there could be like a little stage show with Paddington, like a little maybe meet
Mm,
and greet or some sort of show. It doesn't have to be very big because I mean, I don't think you're going to create a massive like indoor dark ride based on Paddington, but I think this would
yeah,
be perfect. A couple spinners, maybe a little quick service place to get something to eat and like a little meet and greet or show. Perfect.
yeah, done. I want to get onto this right here. Is this a hotel?
Aha.
Is
That's the
this is where
hotel,
it
man.
gets juicy. If this is a hotel, they're telling you we want you here multiple days. So all this stuff we're looking
Oh
at,
yeah.
like this is not a 1 day thing. What are your thoughts on
No,
that?
they're building
Because
a
that's huge
500 they're
news.
building a 500 it's 500 room hotel is what they're building.
Wow. How much is the Helio?
That's a big hotel. Oh, I don't know how much Helios is, like how many rooms they have. But I
Or
mean, this looks to me like that Universal Grand Hotel at Beijing. That's what this looks like to me.
wow. Helios, 500 rooms, 35 suites. Damn. So it's the
Right
size of
there.
the
Same
Helios.
size as Helios.
Damn.
And I mean, look at the view that you're going to get from that hotel, man. You can either look into the park looking at the lagoon or onto the main like street of the park. Like that's incredible.
Wow. It's just crazy how Universal's getting into the we want a hotel on the property, on the theme park. Like
Yeah.
we want you looking at
Yeah. It's almost like Hotel Miracosta in Tokyo Disney Sea that's like
it.
integrated into the park. This out of any Universal hotel, maybe Helios, but this one even more, I think, is integrated into the architecture of this park. Like
Yeah,
that's the main drag coming into the park, like a main street, and half of it is the hotel.
Dude, let's talk about the main street and then the entrance. Look at this beautiful,
Oh my
ridiculously
god.
cool. Like they got a globe. They got the
Yeah.
arches. This like main street. I don't even know what the heck they're gonna theme that to. And
Dude,
and
do you know
and
what that like picture is gonna look like when you're standing in front of that globe, looking at the globe with the arches in the back, and you can see like a lake in the foreground, like the background?
yeah,
That's gonna be beautiful.
beautiful. Like you walking down that main street is just like you're in some weird paradise you just never knew you were ready for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the little building right there in like the like top of the right portion
Yeah.
of that with the little red, does that look like the DreamWorks theater to you? Like from Kung Fu Panda?
It kind of does. It kind of does.
That's what I got as soon as I saw it. But then, like right next to it, it looks like a theater entrance, and you can tell there's a theater in the back.
Like down this way, right?
Yeah, like right there, because that looks like the DreamWorks theater to me. But if you
Let me
go
bring that
down a little
up.
bit more,
I'm gonna bring that up real quick. Let me
okay,
see. DreamWorks Theater. Hollywood.
yeah, Hollywood, the Kung Fu Panda experience they have, that thing.
I think you're onto something.
It looks similar, right?
Yeah, it really does. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, it kind of does.
it kind of looks similar.
Yeah, because like a concept art is never exact, but it does look
Yeah, it
similar.
never is.
Wow. Would
You
it
know
be
what?
Kung Fu Panda or is something else?
No, they could just do a DreamWorks theater and have it a totally different property.
What would be a strong DreamWorks to put it out there? Like Trolls?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my gosh, How to Train Your Dragon. Jeez Louise. Do you think it would be the stage show, like the Broadway stage show, or it'd be
No,
like the
I think they
theater?
could do like a unique How to Train Your Dragon in the essence of like Kung Fu Panda, like a projection, like big, like moving theater type of show. I think that would be really, really cool.
You know what I think would work? It's just like a random thought I'm having, like
Mhm.
a Soren but Paddington. It would just be good.
You know what also would be good? I've always said this could be fun, and I mean, Universal used to do this. Like back in the day, they used to have an attraction where Minions Mayhem is at Universal Florida. They had a Jimmy Neutron attraction, right? From back in the day. And that Jimmy Neutron attraction went through a bunch of different Nickelodeon shows like SpongeBob, and it went just through a bunch of different shows, but you were based in the Jimmy Neutron world. How cool would that be if they did something like that for like DreamWorks? Like you had a Soarin' theater and you were going through all the different properties of DreamWorks, not just one singular one.
Wow, yeah, I would love
Yeah, there
that.
it is.
I would love that.
Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast. I went on that my first trip to Universal.
Damn. I didn't even know this ride existed.
Yeah, and it was a wild attraction, man. And you went to a bunch of different Nickelodeon shows, like a bunch of different ones, like Fairly Odd Parents.
It
It
says
was
SpongeBob
crazy.
Arnold, I think.
Yep. Yeah. Hey Arnold. It and I think the film is on YouTube somewhere. Like they have the whole ride film somewhere.
Wow. Um, for UK, them putting that hotel there really means
Mm-hmm.
like they mean business. Like
Yep.
they ain't trying to do a 1 day thing. They want people staying. Like
No.
this is multi-day.
And
Um,
they also announced with this they're also putting in a shopping district. So they're getting a city walk. They're getting their own city walk there too.
wow,
They just
we
don't have
just
it in this art, but they
yeah, not
said
in
they're
the art.
building a shopping and entertainment district. So they're going to have a whole city walk, a hotel. It's a whole destination, man.
All
Like
right,
this is costing Universal billions of
yeah,
dollars. Billions.
money. Um,
Yep.
let's talk about the most important thing out of all this 2031. What? I literally I
Dude,
started
and
cussing when I heard 20. I was like, this can't be real. No way.
what
No way.
what's crazy? They said they're not going to start construction until 2026, which means they are going to have this entire resort, the hotel, the park, the city walk done in 5 years. All
Wow.
of this.
How can Universal have these abilities? Like how?
I I don't know. It took Magic Kingdom 5 years to build Tron, like a cloned roller coaster, and they're going to build an entire resort in the UK in 5 years. It's insane.
Like 2031 is literally around the corner. It's
It
not that
is.
far. It is not that
I
far.
mean, we were just talking earlier, man, about these attractions at Disneyland that are under construction that are going to take, 3 years to build. They're not going to open until 2028, 29. And then only, what, 2 years later, a whole new theme park is going to open? Like, that's insane.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I
No, I don't get
don't
it either.
get I just don't get I had to like I've been trying to stay out of like Disney is worried, Disney is
Mm-hmm.
scared, and, things are bad. I had to post this one. That this is Bob Iger today. Because at a certain point it's like what the freak, man?
It's true.
They're doing Epic, Hollywood
Yep.
Drift, that
Yep.
Texas water park, Unleashed, Great Britain? What? Like,
And dude,
what?
this is just the stuff they've announced. There's more stuff they're working on. They even said in that video that when they were talking about Epic, they're already planning their first expansion of Epic Universe. They have plans for the other parks in Florida. They have a 5-year expansion plan for Hollywood. Like, they're not slowing down, man.
How could this be real, Jared? How?
I don't
This,
know. But hey, here's your Coco ride in 2029.
I think there is a little bit of like, all right, this is getting a little too much from Universal. Not necessarily like Disney has to respond, but it has to be like we can't we can't let them just be doing this, and we're just going one at attraction at a time kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh,
And the thing is, I don't think the response to this, and me and you talked about this yesterday, their response is not to build a fifth theme park at Disney World or a third theme park at Disneyland. Just be very ambitious and build a lot of crap at your current parks. Just
mhm.
build a lot of stuff. That's how you counter this, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get eclipsed. Like it's you don't I don't think they're gonna stop at the UK resort, man. We were just talking offline. There's those rumors again about a second theme park already for Beijing. Like, and
It's just getting too
the
crazy.
rumor out there is they're gonna get their own epic universe. Like they're gonna get like it's they're not slowing down.
Yeah, yes, it's a kids park, water park out there in Texas. It's both. They're gonna get both. They're gonna
Yeah.
get both, and a resort. They got the hotel covered.
And don't think that that Texas one is the only one Universal is going to build.
And,
They're going to
and
build
I
multiples of those.
and I want to get to that. I want to get to that right now. Universal. Man, we gotta. I want to play this video. I just want to play it. Is it? Should I play it from the beginning? Man, I'm just gonna play it from the middle. Let me see.
To a place that you've only dreamed.
We're fired up by change. We thrive on change. And by going to Universal Orlando Resort, you get the total experience.
In so many ways, our history, our present, and our future is the same. What we're always striving for is making people feel something very human and very connected, whether it's fear or joy or awe. We want to give that to them. There are already so many things in the works now. We have a slate of new attractions that were already in development for every one of our parks. We're already planning for the next thing at Epic.
It fits with our ethos of making the next thing we do better than the last thing we did.
This park, which has for years been ours, and then all of a sudden the park is open and it's not our park anymore.
There is such joy that something you have wished for your whole life or only dreamed of actually becomes a reality.
I
Here's the
just,
thing, man.
I can't see Josh tomorrow or Bob Iger pumping out one of these right now.
That's what I was going to say, man. Tell me this does not seem like a video you would have seen Disney put out 10 years ago. This is exactly
Easily.
something Disney was putting out to be like, oh my gosh, look at all this new stuff we have coming. Now it's Universal saying, look at this park that we're getting ready to open, but also we have a ton of stuff we're still going to build. Like, we're not stopping at Epic Universe. And today's announcement was kind of them confirming they're not stopping.
Like at all. Like
No.
it almost feels like the beginning of whatever the heck this renaissance. This investment is it's unreal, Jared. I don't know how else to say it. It's just unreal.
Comcast saw that their theme park business could be as big of a revenue driver for their company as it is for Disney. Disney, their experience business is the biggest income, like revenue driver for the company. That's why they're saying they wanted to invest $60 billion into it. So Universal or Comcast sees the writing on the wall. Let's be aggressive with this. Let's just build. And people are going to come to this up. They said they're anticipating 8.5 million people are going to visit this UK park in the first year. That's a lot.
That's just crazy. And I think there was do you remember the big numbers for Epic, like what they were expecting? How many visitors like in their first year?
I'm gonna look that up.
I almost want to say they said like 10 million or something, or
I think you're right. I think it's like 10 or 12 million, something like that.
that they were like expecting. I could have sworn that was like something that was said. I feel like it was.
CNN said some analysts said 6 million in the first year, but I don't think that's correct. Oh yeah, this article says 11.
11 million. Okay. I knew I was somewhere around there. Yeah. Damn. Wild. We got Johnny with the super chat dropping 10. What? All the Imagineers Disney laid off are letting Disney have it. When Universal picked them up, they're giving them the ideas they had for Disney. Disney lost what Universal gained. Just my opinion. Any opinion on that, Jared? There's a lot of validity to that.
I'm not going to say he's not wrong. Because if you remember during the bald Chapek era, he was going to move all Imagineers to Florida and he started making people take either they're leaving the company or they're moving to Florida, and then a lot of people left the company because of that, and then they canceled that plan. So why wouldn't Universal Creative swoop up all of these designers that can build their next greatest theme parks in different locations around the world? Why not?
With arms wide open. Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down over here.
Seriously. I mean, that's what happened with back in the 90s with Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure was designed by fired Disney Imagineers.
Wow,
And
I didn't know that.
Look at the park that they built.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think one thing too is with whatever Disney's kind of been doing lately, it doesn't really feel like Imagineer or imagination was something that was like the creativity level was just an explosion of like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to go big. And because when you look at Epcot, it hurts, Jared. I know it hurts you.
It hurts me every day I see what that park looks like.
It's just, and not even that, like Avenger Campus too, in all reality. And
dude,
yeah.
I mean, I love that Marvel is getting some presence in the parks because I love MCU movies. I always have. The last phase has not been my favorite, but I've loved those characters. And to see the land that we got, I rather would have had Flick's Fun Fair there, man. Like it was a very immersive land, what they had there for Bug's Life, and we lost it for Web Slingers.
Yeah.
Like
a stunt show with what is the villain's name again? I can't even remember. Taskmaster, and the Taskmaster nobody cares about.
Yeah, and all the entertainment taken away, and like it's
brutality. Dr.
It's
Strange
a stale
getting
land now.
sunsetted. Literally, Dr. Strange.
Yeah.
They built that for him, and he got fired. Literally fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad. It's
a stale land, and that's what sucks. Like they could, I would have rather than I know this is. I mean, it's too late at this point. I would have rather them after they did Mission Breakout go towards like Hyperion with an event like a Marvel land that way. Go into the backlight area. That would have been the better land because for me, one of my favorite lands in all of DCA was Bugs Land. Man, that place was incredibly themed. Like
you were literally an ant.
The clovers towering over you, and like it was so cool.
And it had so many rides, like
and you know what it had? It had shade.
It had charm to it. It had personality.
If you walk into Avengers Campus right now, you're going to get a sunburn because there's no shade.
And that concrete's just it's the heat that's coming at you from the ground.
Me and Danny have talked about this too. I also cannot stand the Avengers theme music that just loops over and over and over and over again in that land. There is so much music from these movies. I don't need to hear the dang Avengers theme song every 5 seconds. I don't.
It would be cool if they looped Spider-Man into Captain America in a Black Panther.
They have over 30 movies in the MCU. There is 30 film soundtracks out there that they can loop on a day-to-day basis. But they choose the damn Avengers theme song over and over again.
Oh man, and we just had the stunt show ended, Jared. There's nothing going on right now at Adventure Campus.
They spent millions on that Stuntronic to have a whole nice show, and all they do is just fling them up in the air and okay, we're done.
I missed the parkour Spider-Man. We got Anthony Alvarez. So epic, and now these parks got me so hyped for whatever expansion for Hollywood is. And these rides they're going to build for us give us Dark Universe. Let me ask you, Jared. There's a lot of talk with Simpsons leaving in the near future. Do you think Universal's more inclined to demolish and start fresh, or they retheme Simpsons again? Like, where do you think they're going to go?
They
with
demolish that building. Demolish the hell out of that building. That building is now when did Back to the Future was built? Like in the early 90s?
Yeah, it feels like 30, 40. I don't even know. It feels like a long time. It's a long time.
I don't think people realize just how ginormous that building is.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like if you look down the hill, because it goes down below where you're at, like it's a huge building. And if they got rid of that whole building, and with the rumors of, studio tour maybe moving to the lower lot, that opens up a huge amount of land for them to do something up there with.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm bringing it up right now on a satellite view. Let me see. Simpsons, where are you at? Look at that right there.
Look at the size of that thing.
It's ginormous. It's huge.
It's huge.
Like it makes the studio tour loading look small.
And if you did a 3D version of that to see how far down that building goes,
yeah, no, it's ginormous.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like, look, you could see it there. Look how big that building is.
Yeah. No, it really is huge.
Yeah.
Man, I have the photo up right here. You think this is going to be more interesting than what we're kind of seeing? Like, what's your vibe on this right here?
So I think this is step one of a very large project that is coming to that lower lot.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do a lot of infrastructure work. I think people forget that when it comes to like theme park expansion. If they're getting rid of something that's a vital asset to even the studio lot or the theme park itself, they have to build new infrastructure and, relocate where those things are going. So if they are wanting to move the studio tour back to the lower lot, a lot of things have to happen before they just start construction on that.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, it looks like they're going to start doing some new retaining walls.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were saying, oh, well, the Hillside Project is just a retaining wall. It's not the studio tour. That's not necessarily the truth. They have to start with this stuff before they can get into that.
Let me see. I have a bet. Here it is. There we go. That's a better photo. Yep.
Yeah. And so I 110% believe this is the start of whatever this 5-year plan is for Universal in Hollywood. They have to start infrastructure work first. Like when they start, okay, prime example, when they did Galaxy's Edge, they had to go backstage first and move a bunch of different infrastructure pieces before they can start the full construction of what they wanted to do with Galaxy's Edge. This is what they're doing here with whatever they are planning for the lower lot.
Dude, 5 years. When does the timer start? Is like, are we in the first year? What do you think?
I think it started with the construction of Supercharged Hollywood Drift.
Hollywood Drift.
I think that was when that's when our 5 years started. When they started construction on that last year, I think that's our 5 years.
Something that doesn't get talked about enough, and I want to bring it up right now. Universal Hollywood has been on a tear. They've been on a tear.
Yep.
If you could go back to Jurassic World, Secret Life of Pets, Super Nintendo World, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, and whatever the heck's going to happen in the future that we don't know about. This is unreal change. Hollywood doesn't change like that in this short period, like 5 years. Like, we're not talking a long time.
No. And the amount that this place has changed just in the time I've been going to this park. Like, if you look from when the moment Hogsmeade opened in Hollywood, they have been on a trajectory of non-stop change at this park. They are touching every single aspect of this park. It's to me, I talked to a friend about this, a buddy of mine. It's almost like they're building a new park within the park. Like, they are changing the whole park as it's still open. They're going section by section to make this, once they're done with whatever they're wanting to do, it's going to feel like a brand new theme park.
Insane. Like how?
And I mean, that lower lot, man, all of those, I really do believe all of those sound stages are not for this world very much longer, man. There's a reason why
we've heard that a lot.
The sound stages on the other side.
Yeah, we've heard that a lot. That these sound stages down here and surrounding Transformers and all that, they're not long for the world. They really are not.
I'm even going to go out on a limb, and I know this is a hot take, but I could even see them. Because right now the thing that is like holding up, making a big cohesive land down there, is Transformers. It's kind of right smack in the middle, and they're gonna.
It just launched them from expansion, right? Like, it just stopped them.
So why not just close down Transformers and demolish it? Why not?
Man, so wild. Say there is expansion and big changes coming. The Mummy is probably not long for this world either, right? Like, I feel like the eyes are there.
I've been ready for the Mummy to go for a while. I love Revenge of the Mummy. It was one of my first coasters at Universal Hollywood back in the day. But man, when you go on the one in Florida, it really makes you be like, damn, we got the worst version.
I'm starting to feel that way when I saw Epic Universe's Nintendo Land. I'm like, what? What? They got all this? And they got Donkey Kong too?
Like you walk at, like, I saw the videos of people walking into that land, and I'm like, you can walk around and not run into people? Like, what the heck?
What is this? Also, if
they have 3 levels, man.
If they get rid of sound stages, what happens at HHN? I feel like HHN, they're just going to find a way. So they will never.
They'll adapt.
Best. Yeah, they're going to adapt.
Yeah, because I mean, look in Florida, man. Florida, most of their houses are not soundstage houses. Most of their houses are tent houses in Florida, and Florida is like the top tier event in the country. So if they just have to do more tent houses, they do more tent houses. I mean, that's fine.
It is what it is at that point. Since we're on the topic of HHN, does HHN come to UK? Do they like that? Nobody's really talked about it.
Yes, they do.
Yeah? Wow.
They are big into Halloween. But here's the thing. I would be more apt in, let's say, their City Walk. Why don't they build a Horror Unleashed that's horror all year long?
Oh, wow. Wow. Damn.
Because their weather is a little unpredictable in the UK. So I don't know how it is in like the Halloween months, but if they can have a Halloween Horror Nights experience that's open year round, rain or shine, that'd be perfect for them.
Oh man. Dude, them having these Unleashed in their back pocket is game changer. It really is.
It really is, man. And they could put Horror Unleashed literally anywhere.
You know, Jared, I keep saying, why don't they drop one in Irvine Spectrum? Just drop it near Disney.
Yeah.
Horrors Unleashed. Irvine Spectrum.
They can put this. They can put this in like multiple locations across this country, and it will be so freaking popular. Like if you dropped if you drop, let's say, like a Horror Unleashed, even in like the San Francisco area in California,
Yeah.
that place will be busy all year long. Put this in New York, like it is gonna be insane.
Yeah, and they whoever it was mentioned that like from a cost perspective, they're not expensive. You know, when you compare it to a theme park, the Unleashed
No,
is like in their alley of like we
yeah,
could budget that.
it's just a permanent Halloween Horror Nights. That's all it is.
Yeah, like we
Yeah,
could budget that. We could make that happen. And yeah, I'm excited to hear where the next Unleashed project is, whatever they call it. Yeah, I think Irvine Spectrum or just Irvine would be a good spot for one, where it's like close enough to Disney.
you know what?
You know what I
I'll
mean?
go. I'll even go out on a limb. I want them to buy the Queen Mary and put one there.
Wow, dude, that would be the most insane news. That like Universal's like, we're buying the Queen Mary. We're gonna do a theme park city walk thing here, and we're gonna start our cruise line also from Long Beach.
Yeah, do what Disney wanted to do in the '90s, and just take it from them.
Just a
Because Disney wanted to
Universal
put
Sea.
Yep.
That
Yep.
would be so ridiculous. I would be if I was Disney. I'd be like, whoa, we're gonna buy that.
And see what's
actually.
crazy is like these seem like crazy speculation type of stuff, but if you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago if Universal was going to build a brand new resort in the UK, I would have laughed at you. But
Yeah.
now look, it's happening. So there's nothing out of the realm of possibility for Universal to be doing.
Yeah, all the stuff that's happening is not real. It doesn't seem real. Epic, UK,
And let me
Fast and Furious. I would have laughed. No way Hollywood does that.
No.
Right here, they're going to shut down 2 of their 30-year-old shows or whatever, 25-year-old shows. No way. On the hill, they're going to build a roller coaster on this hill. I don't believe you. Bam.
And let me tell you, man,
It's completely-
if you don't think Comcast and Universal is not gonna get serious into the cruise line game in the next 10 years, you're not seeing the writing on the wall.
They have
It's
to be
gonna
eyeing
happen.
it, right? Universal has to be eyeing cruise line.
Dude, could you imagine if they bought their own like private island like Disney and theme it to like Jurassic World?
Oh my gosh, dirty. It's just so dirty.
Like it'd be amazing. Like if you could go to like Jurassic Park like in the middle of like the Bahamas, like that's amazing.
Yeah, just money maker, and Disney proved this is profitable beyond belief. Like they've proven it
Yep.
year in,
Yep.
year out. Universal has to be looking at it. Like there's no way that
Yeah.
there's not a team.
There's no
That's
way they're
considering
not
it.
looking at this.
Yeah.
And I could even see them maybe dipping their toe in the cruise line game by like maybe partnering with like a different cruise line and maybe theming one of their ships to Universal instead of building their own.
Yeah.
But dude, could you imagine the possibility, even like we were just talking about horror nights, like during Halloween, could you imagine like HHN at sea? Like
Infinite moneymaker.
that would be insane.
HHN in the sea is like sold out. Like
Yeah.
it's just my gosh, it's so much. Oh my gosh, so much money. They just have like permanent walkthrough, or no, like they just convert a show bill or like a room into a walkthrough somehow. I don't even know. How
Like, could you imagine like the story could be like Jack took over the ship or something like that, and
God,
he's wrecking havoc on the cruise? Like it's.
I feel
easy.
all the Florida people would go nuts for that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We got Johnny with the super chat. I've given up on the golf course. It's never going to get sold. But if it ever did, the things they could do, but not happening. Yeah, no, that golf course, I brought it up so many times.
They're never selling that golf course.
It's just like untouchable. It's just that's how
So
it seems.
here's the reason why it's never going to be sold is there are so many Hollywood executives that use that golf course And they do that for like business meetings and things like that. Like they are not gonna give up their luxury so you can put a theme park there. It's never gonna happen.
But the possibilities are just stupid.
Oh my god! It would, if they were able to buy that instantly. I would tell them, all right, Bill, give us an epic universe in Hollywood.
Yeah,
right now.
2 epic universes. Oh my gosh. Out of all the projects coming to Disneyland, which one are you most excited for? Of Coco, Avatar, or Avenger Campus Expansion? Which one are you most excited for?
Whichever one they actually build.
The one that exists?
No, if I'm being honest, I really think the Avatar stuff is gonna be amazing. Infinity Defense looks really good, but I think my heart is on the Coco attraction, man.